Good morning, everybody. We just had maybe 2 inches of snow, and they ran the snowplow by, and it knocked my egg for sale sign and my egg cooler off into the woods. But we only broke one egg out of that, so that's okay. So I thought that with the snow that we just got, this is a prime day for us to lose the power. We haven't yet today, but this is the kind of a day where we would typically lose our power. It's a wet snow, and although we didn't get a whole lot of it, but I thought it would be a good time to maybe take a deeper dive into our solar backup system. We purposely wanted to keep our solar system small, which is good for us because we don't really have a lot of things that we power by electricity. We don't have a widescreen TV, and we don't have a clothes dryer, we don't have a dishwasher, things like that. We just basically have lights, and we power our Wi-Fi and laptop, and we charge the cell phone. Just things like that is all we do with our solar. The nice thing about having a small solar system is that you don't have to have that doggone generator running outside. When the power does go out, if you open your door, the first thing you begin to hear is that neighbor's generator comes on, and then that neighbor's generator comes on, and then that neighbor, and then up on the mountain you hear 1 or 2 generators coming on. And hey, that's okay if you don't mind listening to the noise, but with our solar system, it doesn't make a sound. Plus, we don't have to run back and forth to the gas station to get more gasoline. So it works really well all the way around. So let's take a look at the solar system, and I'll try to explain what it's all about. So here we are outside, right in front of the panels. And our panels are situated right in front of the cabin. And over that way you see our firewood pile and our firewood shed. So we have the solar panels situated right outside the cabin. We're behind the solar panels now, and I wanted to show you excuse me. I want to show you that we have all of the solar panels all tied together, and each one of these panels is 100 watts. So since they're all tied together, it's in effect a 400 watt solar panel. All of the solar panel wires come together, and they go into that piece of 1.5 inch PVC pipe, which I am in effect using as a conduit. And it goes down to ground level. It goes down along the ground, excuse me, for the pan. But then it goes into the cabin wall right there. I drilled a hole through the wall, making sure not to hit any electrical wires. And then it comes in on the interior of the cabin right by the charge controller. We'll go inside in a second and I'll show you that. Like I said, we have 4 panels, 100 watt each. Why only 4? Well, we could have gone 6 or 8 or 9 or whatever. But you have to draw the line somewhere. And knowing how we live with our very minimal electrical needs, we decided to just go with 4. And we also knew that if we decided, golly, we do need more power, we could get additional panels if we wanted to. But we kept it at 4, and it turns out that that's the perfect amount for us. Each one of these panels cost maybe a little bit more than $100. And we think it was a very good investment. We highly recommend that everybody else do it. I wanted to point out one other thing though. Our little solar system is not tied to the grid. You see a lot of people, if you drive around, you see big solar arrays on people's roofs, in their yards. They have a lot of solar panels. I'll bet you just about anything, not everybody, but a lot of those people are tied to the grid. their solar panels are tied to the grid, and then when the power goes out, they don't have any electricity usually because their solar panels are tied to the grid, but the grid went out. What they're doing with their panels is they're selling their electricity to the grid, and then they get their own electricity from the grid. Whereas our solar system is completely independent from the grid. It's our system. Let's go inside and I'll show you the batteries and the charge controller. This unit is the charge controller. We purchased a good charge controller from Renogy. That's the brand of everything that we purchased. This is a very good charge controller. I do not know much about the science behind it, but it shows that we have 100% of capacity in our batteries. And up here is our inverter. The inverter switches 12 volts of electricity from the panels and the charge controller to 110 volts so that we can plug regular electrical items into it. Regular meaning 110, 120 volt and 15 amp, and we can plug those items into the inverter. That plugging takes place right here. You can see we have one item plugged into it already, and we have two more outlets. We mostly use electricity in the kitchen of the cabin, so let me show you the power strip we have in the cabin. So you see two wires going into the end of the inverter. One is a wire that operates a switch that we can turn the inverter on with, and the other one is the wire that goes to the power strip. Those two wires come through the wall, and I used another piece of 1.5" PVC pipe as a bit of a channel for the wires to go through. This is the switch that turns on the inverter. So if the power were to go out, the first thing we would do would be to walk over to this counter in our kitchen and flip that switch. And then after that's done, we can go to this power strip and plug items into it. So a lot of our lights here in the kitchen are plug-in lights. They're not hardwired to the system. We do have one or two that are hardwired that operate by a switch, but a lot of our lights in the kitchen are portable. They're clamp on and they plug into the wall. There's one right there. So if the power goes out, we can just unplug it from the wall and then re-plug it into this power strip. Then we can plug anything into that power strip. It works really well. Well, that's really about all there is to it. The solar system is very simple. Very, very simple. If I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. And it has saved us so many times. So our solar system is one part of our three-part, what do you want to call it? Preps. System preps. So we have the solar, we have the wood stove, and we have the well hand pump. And with those things, you can do just about anything. Of course, you have to do your food. That's kind of an ongoing project. And we have a dry toilet. The dry toilet is a lifesaver, I'll tell you. I mean, if it had been a water flushing toilet, well, we do have the well pump, and I suppose if we did have a water flushing toilet, we'd be able to flush it with water from the well pump. But I really like the dry toilet, but that's another topic for another day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little mini episode about our solar system. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer them. I don't really know a lot about electricity, but I do know about having this system and what it can and can't do for us. Alright, so I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, bye.